It's the Al Travis Show, and we've got him. Jerry Groskreutz in, talking farming, and our farmer extraordinaire. Jerry, how you doing?
Well, I'm doing really well, and go ahead, Al. You can say I was right.
You were right. I'd like to know what that's about, but I'm thinking you're lying to me anyway. Why am I right? Or why are you right?
Well, remember how nice it was last weekend and earlier
Oh,
this
yeah.
week? And I
Yeah.
said, I'm pretty sure old man Winter isn't quite done with us yet.
Yeah. That mentally it's tough. And I get, even for a guy like you, I would presume, who's been through this, because you get giddy. I think even you and I get giddy when that thermometer hit 55 and the snow is gone and you're like, I could probably put a small patch of corn in over here. You know you were thinking it.
I wasn't quite thinking about that, and it was a little early to even start getting machinery out of the shed. So I had to work pretty hard to come up with an excuse to go out to farm early this week on one of those nice days. Well, my poor grain truck from last fall and hauling grain this winter was all dirty, so I went out and got it all pressure washed off on that nice warm day because I don't have one of those nice fancy heated sheds or shops.
Yeah. You know what? I could not be you, Jerry, in that I would be out at the farm every day one of those nights, and I'd just bring a box of cigars, wander around the old homestead, find a little thing to putz with. It would be so much fun. Don't give me an excuse.
And it was fun to just be out there, and the snow was almost completely gone, a little bit in some ditches here and there. And how about this? I was a bit surprised, though, even though I've been doing this for quite a few decades. I didn't think it was that warm, and I was worried the subsoil might be a little on the dry side. The Cobb River was running earlier this week. About
Really?
a third full.
All right. Well, that's a good sign. Now we have, was there much, you didn't probably lose any frost, right? Did we lose a lot of frost? Is that?
I don't think so.
All right. So when the snow and the rest of winter comes, which is on our way, that'll just run off to the rivers, right? And we're not looking at too much.
There might be, if it melts really slow, some of it might soak in a little bit in the top inch or two. It sure wouldn't hurt anything. And even if it does run off, well, the surface waters, lakes and the wetlands and stuff, they can use a little water going in. And how about this? Here's another sign of spring. I haven't looked at the U.S. drought monitor for a few months here. Yeah. And we are not in south central Minnesota. We are not in a drought, and we are not in a surplus. We're happy medium.
You know, I spend most of my time thinking, what would I do if I was Jerry? And I was
boy, you need to get a life.
Two things came up. I had to go to Mankato, buying some stuff for bathroom remodeling, but we're driving up there, and I was just amazed at the number of bald eagles and other attack birds that were chawing up on animals that I don't know if they are more out than normal. There were just so many bald eagles, and I'm like, something's weird, and the only thing I can think is the weather that's opened up the ability for them to find animals earlier. What's going on with that?
Yeah.
Do you know?
Well, I don't know, but it wasn't that long ago they were concerned about the bald eagle being extinct, weren't they? Not that long ago. Ironically, earlier this week, I saw one driving the car down the road, just flying in the ditch out at the farm or close to the road. You see them all over the place. That's kind of cool.
Well, no, it is. It's very cool. Did I ever tell you I ran one over with my car?
I remember that story.
Yeah, that was a tragic story.
Stayed out of jail. You could call it an accident.
The gal on the phone was hilarious. I called the cops because I don't think it was necessarily dead after I hit it. And so, what are you saying? And I told her, I said, I ran into a bald eagle. Excuse me, sir. And she was like, it's not an emergency. I mean, not for me, but the bald eagle seems to be. And we went around. Finally got a cop out there. Goes, you ran it over? I said, it wasn't me. I'm driving down the road. Thing couldn't get. Anyway, the long story. The other thing I was thinking about with you, sir, wouldn't this be a prime opportunity to get your neighbor guy who happens to have a few extra 100,000 gallons of liquid gold, I think you call it, and get it back out on the fields now that, there's no snow out there, knowing that snow is going to come and pack that back? Wouldn't this be a great time to do some of that stuff, or is that not a good time?
Well, not necessarily a good time because you might thaw out a little bit on top, but you got a fair amount of manure there, and then it might freeze, but then when it thaws, a lot of it run off versus injecting it into the soil in the fall. or like I do later on in the summer when pork producer neighbors have a pit
Yeah.
that didn't get emptied for some reason, and you don't want to lose those valuable nutrients.
No.
So they're too expensive. And all this science and technology that we have, there's something special about poop.
Well, it's everybody's favorite word to say,
Yeah.
poop. All right. So this warm up really did no good for you, as quote unquote, as a farmer. I mean, other than I guess maybe we don't have stacks of snow right now waiting for it. We've cleared that off. Whatever we get in March, it'll be what we get in March, but that'll go away. That's the only advantage farm wise?
Yeah, I think that's pretty much it. And hopefully we don't get a lot of really cold weather. Now they're talking about, we got a little bit of snow, but not much. But you don't want to get that frost to go 5, 6 feet deep because then
Yeah.
it takes a lot of heat in the spring and a lot of time to thaw that out
Yeah.
and warm it up so you can get out in the field. You're
Yeah.
getting happy camper. The average is about 24 inches of frost, and that's about what we had last time I looked.
Okay. All right. Well, that's fair enough. I just don't see. I mean, days are getting longer already. You can feel that, right? It's a little.
Absolutely.
You just love that.
Oh, by the way, I had another thought about the predator birds.
Yeah.
When I'm planting my cover crop after the peas, after
Yeah.
Birds Eye Foods harvest them, hopefully when they don't all die because of too much rain, but that's another story.
Another story.
Mother Nature can be pretty cruel because I'm
Yeah.
out there getting ready to plant this cover crop, and hawks will start circling above the tractor, just watching. They're up there quite a ways. I guess they've got pretty good eyes. And
Okay.
all at once, there's a field mouse
Oh.
that's down just in the ground that starts scurrying away. And that hawk comes in. It's amazing to watch come swooping down, just going like crazy, right on the ground, grabs that mouse, couple flaps of the wing, it's up and gone. And
Wow.
maybe a half hour later, the hawk's back again.
Oh, love that. Hey, it's weeding out the weak? They can't see the hawk can see them. You're out of here. I got to go to break, Jerry. I got to go to break. We'll talk some more farming stuff here in just a matter of moments. I've got him. Jerry Groskreutz, farm extraordinaire on the Al Travis Show. I've got him, Jerry Groskreutz, our farmer extraordinaire, talking all things farming and other stuff. Jerry, I'm reading something about from the Red River Farm Network. The Minnesota Farm Bureau's president saying something. The new farm bill looks very much like the old farm bill, but isn't that because it's just a continuation of the farm bill? If they come, is anything changing with your guys' farm bill? It's just the farm bill again.
Well, now remember, the current farm bill was for 5 years, and now it's been extended for 2 more years. So G.T. Thompson, the chairman of the House Agriculture Committee, has been working on, and I believe he kind of released the ideas of the next farm bill. And the basic principles of the safety net and all that stuff, I think, are pretty much the same. They might tweak a little bit with reference prices a little bit more, although the big, beautiful bill that extended the current farm bill really helped because it raised our reference prices just a little bit, so it's a little bit better of a safety net. But you have to remember, Bill, the farm
Al.
bill, Al.
Yeah.
What was your name again? I'm thinking farm bill.
That's fine.
That was a Freudian slip. Maybe I'm trying to forget about you, Al.
I like that. That's funny.
The commodity provisions that we think of as a farm bill is actually a very small part of the farm bill. There's the Food and Nutrition, the WIC, the conservation provisions, the Rural Finance Authority. And so all those have just been updated now, too. So it's a big deal, I guess.
All right.
To get it done.
The other story they're talking about, you probably read this. I bet you get this magazine, Marijuana Moment. Is that your magazine?
Probably not. And just so I can put your mind at ease, I'm not looking at trying to pass a background check and start growing marijuana anytime soon.
Well, here's the story, and I'm hoping you can figure it out for me and make heads or tail of it. I can't. I get hemp is different than marijuana.
Yeah.
Hemp you can make crap out of, like ropes and stuff. Yeah. But they both have some amount of THC in them, which is the happiness of the weed. But there's this hemp marijuana clash going on at the state of Minnesota. Which one am I rooting for, Jerry, when I could care less about either one? This is kind of like me watching a soccer match. Don't really care, but which one should I root for?
That's kind of it, because if you're growing hemp, the TC, the happy part,
happy juice,
has to be at a really low level. So it does have some in, but it's really low versus the marijuana that you buy.
Well, is that so you don't buy some hemp rope and you light it and you can still smoke it? I mean, I guess I'm missing. Some scientist is going to walk out to a hemp farm, crush up the leaf and say that's got too much THC. What am I missing?
They will take samples of it. And I've heard through stories that some farmers have, had a little patch of it. They were kind of playing with it to see if it was a market that might develop, because they do a lot of other things with hemp too. They can make concrete out of it and a lot of other things.
All right.
Now, granted, we don't have the factories and, the infrastructure, but in the lab, at small scale, it works. So maybe there's some potential there. Probably not in my career anymore. But they actually have to put a sign up at the road. So Al driving by said, hey, that hemp, that's close to marijuana, so I'm going to stop in and help myself. So they put a sign out that says, this is hemp, and the percentage of this, so it wouldn't make you too happy.
All right, fair enough. My last topic before you go, Jerry, is this, again, the Brooke Rollins guy you mentioned announced that the U.S. Department of Agriculture is providing a $1 billion in assistance for specialty crop farmers. Isn't any crop that Jerry gets in pretty special to Jer? What's the special? Is it the hemp and stuff? Is that what we're talking about? What is a specialty crop?
Well, I think you're kind of, this is painful. Al, you kind of got it figured out right again.
Yeah, every now and again I hit something.
Yep. The crops are, we used to call program crops. They're like corn, soybeans, cotton, wheat, oats, those major crops. Yeah. But then they started calling other crops specialty crops, like Jerry's peas and Jerry's sweet corn.
According to Jerry's guy, the pea gal, if he can get a crop through this year, it'll be pretty special.
Yep. And here, I know some folks are listening, but you're streaming now. What do you see right there?
Your bird's eye logo for your water bottle. Oh,
my travel cup.
Is that a kickback for being a pea grower for them? Is that what instead of a hat, your John Deere hat, you get a water bottle? Nice.
A travel mug for my coffee. Yep,
I love that.
Nice. And ironically, when I was getting out of Abbott Northwestern early in December, I forgot my old beat-up one in the wheelchair, so I didn't bother going back to get it. So when I signed up over in Waseca, I asked Sabrina, do you have any more of those cool travel mugs? Yeah, I got a few under my desk. So
good for Sabrina. I love that. You schmooze all the right people and you get all the free goodies. I love that. All right, my friend, I am out of time. Let's just hope somehow that this really bad stuff that's coming in the forecast just misses us or just grazes us. Little something would be fine, because it is going to, it's going to snow again, but let's not go too crazy.
No, just a couple inches is fine.
Yeah.
And later on next week, looks like it's going to start to warm up a little bit again. So
we'll get there. Jerry, I appreciate you being on the program as always.
Have a good week, and put your golf clubs on hold for another week or two.
Oh, it'll be another couple of weeks. Jerry Groskreutz, farmer extraordinaire, on the Al Travis Show. More right after this.